to make that process and the close of your sits that much more easier for you, and that is to talk a little bit about the science of motivation. Okay? We need customers to be motivated to buy. That's what sales is, right? Otherwise, we are called order takers. Okay? But we need to motivate them from the unwilling chair. They call us too, right? Isn't it the silliest thing? They call us, and as soon as you get in the house, all they want to do is tell you how they're not going to buy from you. It's insane. It happens every time. Okay? But you have to get them through your sales techniques from the unwilling chair to the willing chair. Okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Up here you see wants and needs and the effects on urgency. Hopefully this works. There you go. So you've heard this a million gazillion times. The only two things that motivate: fear of loss, promise of gain. How many people have heard of that? Hands, help me out. All right. Does anybody see something odd on that screen? How about a question mark? The only two things that motivate? How about if I give you this to think about? Oops. Backspace. There we go. The importance of the word need. Okay? If I promise you something and I give you, oh, you might lose out on it, but you don't need it and you don't care about it, do you care even more? No. I can tell you all the features and benefits of flooring. I can tell you how wonderful it is. I could give you a great price, right? But if you don't need it, you're not gonna buy, okay? You're gonna make an assumption that everyone that calls us and sets an appointment needs flooring. Not true. Everyone that calls us, what do they? They what? Want flooring. Okay? Do y'all feel the difference already in what we're going to talk about, which is the difference between a want and a need? Okay? This is where, if you put forth the energy in your appointments and you spend the time and you make a friend, and I'm going to tell you a few other things that you can do, that you're going to move that customer from a want to a need. When they need it, that's when you can really jump in and get them hooked and make a sale. This is called the motivational cycle, okay? Starts at the top. You got to have a need in order to be motivated. Drive. That need has to make you do something. Incentive. Okay, what's it going to do for me if I satisfy this need? And then goal. Let's just get it done. Right? Let's just get it done. The customer, before they even get to you, have already gone through this cycle once, right? Need. Want. I got to get flooring for my house. Drive. Let me pick up the phone and call the carpet guys to set a free in-home estimate. Incentive? Maybe I saw those great ads that the marketing team put out. First appointment only incentives. Goal, let's get that appointment. Okay, so they've already gone through this cycle once. You get to put them through the cycle for a second time. So again, needs and wants they're completely different. Think in your own mind. You know, I'm not going to ask you personal questions about things you want and things you need. We're going to talk in more detail, but things you need. You need a place to live. You need food. Going back a couple weeks ago. You need to be safe. Okay, want? I want to have fun. I want to go on a trip. Well, it's my wife. That's a need. But that's a whole other story altogether, right? So, difference between needs and wants. Wants are desires or aspirations, right? How about another quote you've heard? Make them desire the flooring, right? That's at a certain level. We're talking about need, and your job as it pertains to getting your customers to need flooring. Needs, again, we talked about it, self-esteem, there's a bunch of stuff on here, but it's just to, again, separate the two. You have functional needs, physiological, talked about it, water, food, safety, right? Belonging and social, we desire that. This is Maslow. If you ever took a psychology class, this is like a big deal. It's a legitimate thing. Esteem, how do I feel? Cognitive, learning, aesthetic, is it beautiful? And then self-action. Florent, you're going to be real hard to fill this into personal growth and helping others, right? So, again, let's focus on the ones we can focus on. Safety, right? The old carpet, it's not safe. The old flooring, hard surface. Maybe there are things wrong with it, guys. Okay? New carpet. All the features and benefits of new carpet. Antimicrobial and all that other stuff, right? It's healthier, it's better for you. It says esteem, emotional. How will they feel about themselves? You know, you walk into some houses, again, raise your hands. How many people are kind of miserable that they've let the flooring go as long as they have? Have you had those? Okay? How others will feel about them. You know, I want people to come into my house and look at my floor and go, wow, look at that floor. New homeowners, what a great time to talk about self-esteem. They just got a house. They want that house to look beautiful. They're going to start inviting people over, and we're going to get to belonging, social. They don't want to be embarrassed anymore. You've already gone through the cycle once, right? The need cycle. They don't want to be embarrassed anymore about their flooring, hoarder house, pets destroying stuff all over the place. I mean, you've seen it all. The judgment of the family. I can't have my family over because it's unsafe, or it doesn't look good, or it's just gross. Aesthetic, the home's going to look nicer. Nicer. Is that? My house is going to look nicer, and I'm going to enjoy my home more. These are all things that happen to you guys every day. It's okay to share with the customer. Thank you for bringing me out. I can only imagine how this has been bothering you. Right? We've talked about pressing the bruise. I bring it up like every week or so. They know they got a sore spot. That's why you're there. But there's nothing wrong with you continuing to take, I want new flooring, and convert that by identifying what it is that's going to motivate. They're going to tell you. They're going to tell you in the why am I getting new flooring part of the introduction. So why are you getting new flooring? Well, blah, 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 blah. So you can continue to hammer that. Let's discuss. That means like I can stop talking for a moment. Anybody hit on one of these more often than another? I'm not going to have you do role plays. We can just talk it out. Safe space. Safe space. Robert.
I had on the safety of the carpet a lot, because a lot of houses I go into, they have carpet that's rolled up or seems to be restripped.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm talking to somebody that's older. You know, like, oh, how long has that been like that? That's tripped and falling, you know, and oh, I have tripped, or, you know, and oh, I have stepped on the tax strip, or, you know, this, that, and the other, and then I'll try to blow that up.
Yes.
It's kind of like, you need to get this done.
Yes.
You know, because this is the station.
And you'll hear it in them, right? They give you the spiel when you walk in. They put up barriers to making a sale. But as they start to talking about I need, or they talk about these concepts, you know that you're transitioning them from that unwilling chair to that willing chair. You're transitioning them from a want, harder to sell, we're going to talk about that in a second, and a need. Anybody else have one of these that they really feel comfortable with talking about? Just one more person, we can move on.
A lot of it's, for me, a lot of it's aesthetics. I mean, you walk in,
Yeah.
and it's like, I'm so sorry, my house is a mess. You
Oh.
know, blah, blah, blah. And like, listen,
Press that bruise.
I've been in training, you know, you've been in training wrecks. This is totally fine, you know, but you know, I understand it. You know, we've been wanting to do this for 15 years and blah, blah, blah. You know, well, I'm glad you had us out. You know?
And I'm not
It's time to
saying,
get done.
and I'm not saying what you said doesn't work, okay? But I want to give you an idea. Instead of saying no problem, it's okay, don't validate the pain. You can lean on that a little bit. It doesn't mean to pile on. You've already built rapport. You've been and you made a friend. This isn't like, hey, I walked in your house. Hey, by the way, your floor looks like crap. I think you should need this right now, so you should buy from me, right? That's not what I'm talking about, right? This is after you build rapport, you've created a relationship. That relationship should provide you with the opportunity for empathy, but you can do that in a way that continues to move the person through the need, how do you want to say it? Down the road of need, okay? So things like, oh yeah, you're right. It is it needs to be done. Use the word need in your own pitch, right? When would you like to get this done? When do you want to get the new? No, when do you need to have it installed? Hopefully you're going to tell you I need to have it installed tomorrow so you can take more of Joe's money. Right? If you get them thinking need and not want, you're going to be in a lot better shape as you go down your sales process and you get closer to the close. When's the right time to make a want into a need? Your entire appointment, guys. Okay? You're there to help the customer. It's okay to validate, yes, this isn't great. Yes, I'm so happy I'm here so I can help you take care of and get you the flooring that you need, not the flooring that you want. Again, requires rapport not to come off as a jerk, right? I gave you the jerk example a minute ago. I don't have to go through that again. The initial walkthrough, like as soon as you get there and they point stuff out, gentle, subtle. And start planting that seed that this is a need, not a want. This needs to get done for all of those reasons. Heck, we call it a needs assessment. You're going to ask them, what do they need? What do you need from me? You need me to do a measure. You need to identify a product that makes sense for you. I need to get you a price that makes sense for you. Okay? During the measure, again, oh my gosh, now that I'm getting closer to it, let me show you some things that maybe you might not even be aware of. Again, while presenting new flooring, this is going to perform better and take the safety out and go back to the tripping hazard. And all of those things keep pressing the bruise over and over again. Pour salt in the wound, whatever you want to call it, right? All of this is to move them further down to getting them to absolutely need flooring. Can't do this after you get them a product, get them a price. Okay, this is all pre-work. Okay, this can't be done. Oh, here, but you really need. After I told you it's $10,000. Oh, but you really need it, right? You got no credit. You moved to a different phase. Again, you want the customer to be in a position where when you supply them the solution, press the bruise, talking about their needs, you want them to be in a position where the customer needs that are both important and urgent. A customer needs for the product to be delivered Joey quickly. Pig sticking urgency we're talking about. Okay, if you have a customer, it's down here. Customer needs that are neither important or urgent. Customer needs for a product to be delivered on time, but not quickly. You got work to do. Okay, if you're trying to pitch this person, what's this person probably telling you? What's the objections that this person says?
I'm not in a rush.
I'm not in a rush. Let me
I'm just getting prices. I'm not in a
let me
rush.
think about it.
3 months down the line.
I need 3 estimates. Okay. Again, these other 2, important but not urgent, urgent but not important. Maybe you got a shot, maybe you don't. But don't you want a guaranteed shot? Don't you want to know that you've done everything you can to make the rest of your appointment easy, not hard? Urgency, importance requiring swift action. If it's urgent to them, you will have your hand up the pig's butt. Essential, absolutely necessary. That's where you need them. Okay? Not I want, not it's kind of important. Oh, I'm thinking about it come springtime. Okay? But you got to take the temperature of that as you're going through the process. You have to be asking questions. You have to be guiding them down the path of need. If you don't, and you don't put any energy into this, you get what you get. Let's go 7. Okay, I'd rather bet on a sure thing. Ask Blake, he'll tell you. He'd rather bet on a sure thing than a crapshoot.
I love craps.
I love craps too, but wouldn't you rather bet on a sure thing? I don't know. All right, you'd rather lose money. Fair enough. Last time I asked you to validate one of my comments. So who's this? What does this person do for a living?
Doctor.
Nice. Way to go, Steve. That's a doctor. Okay? Is he a salesman?
Yes.
Yes! But what is a doctor seen as? When you walk up to, let's say you walk up to somebody on the street as a doctor or a salesman, they're probably going to tell you no. I mean, you're in the game. You recognize where I'm going with this. Doctors don't get perceived as salesmen because they're there to help. If I'm helping you, I'm not selling you. Help, we're there to help. It's another word that if you use consistently throughout your sit, you will desensitize the customer to the concept that we're here to sell them, because they automatically think that. Okay? So you play the role as a helper. Okay? You're here to remove obstacles. You're here to do, you're here to help them on this journey to getting flooring. It'll be easier to then work with them and build rapport and get them moved down the need. They're a healthcare sales specialist. This is what he is. How many people ever get, first of all, I've been sick. I never knew how much things were going to cost me until they were already done. Mm-hmm. The few times I had a bill and they're like, this is what it's going to cost. Did I negotiate? Do we negotiate with a doctor? You can try, but it just feels gross because they're there to help. Thank you. So, we're going to start wrapping this up. I'm going to get this done by 10 o'clock. This isn't going to go on and on forever, I promise. Why is having your customer need what you want, what you have to offer important? It's easier to fulfill a need than a want, as the decision will be made with the heart instead of the mind. I'm not thinking when I'm in my emotional spot. A need is emotional, okay? You need them not thinking about, oh, I want it, but I also want the trip, but I also want a boat, but I also want all the things that are in the same price range as what we're trying to accomplish. Style and color become less important when I need it. If I need something, I'm more likely to slam something in there that's 80%. 90% of a solution. I'm not going to keep going, but I want the cherry burled look, wool, whatever the hell. Okay? If you have someone looking for something like that, that's not in your best interest. You're going to write a low profit deal. Nobody's going to make money. You're going to spend a ton of time. We have to execute that throughout the building. You want them in a position where they need it. And if they need it, they might take something that's best for who? Them. I don't care about them. I do care about them. But I really don't care about them. I care about you. What's best for you to make
money?
Yes, thank you. We help those in need. We sell people what they want. Flip the script in your head. Okay? If you walk in with the concept of help and need, I promise you, you will sell more deals. The customer will prioritize fulfilling a need over a want. If I need something, will I do something about that before something I want? Will I get the flooring before I go on vacation or grab that boat? What do you think? I need it. Those other things are wants. I'll get to it. Easier to move a customer again from the unwilling chair to the willing chair when they need something. How does urgency and desire to fulfill a need affect you? Pros: easier close, less drops, quicker installs. You feel better because you're helping them. What a great mindset. How did you do today? Yeah, I helped 3 people. Boy, that seems a lot better than I sold 3 people. You sit at the bar and you sit down and you're next to your friends. How'd you do today? Yeah, I helped 3 people, or you sold 3 people. Help, you're in the top 5 of honorable professions. Sold, way down here. There's car salesmen, and we're somewhere around that, right? You have a hell of a lot less anxiety during your pitch because you're there to help them. And you're talking about their needs as opposed to selling them and talking about their wants. You will make more money, but what does it take? And you hear it over and over. That's the pros. Those pros sound pretty good. Anybody? Are these good things? Would you like more of that? Okay. Do you agree that it will take more time to do that? I do. I'm not trying to sell you something. This will all happen, and you won't have to invest, and you won't have to do anything different, and it won't take you any more time, so you can go and run to whatever's the next most important thing, including taking a nap. Okay? It will take more time, but you will make a. It's so hard for me to. Joe, are you proud? It's hard for me not to curse. I don't know if you've ever heard me talk for 20 minutes without cursing.
It's pretty good.
It's crazy. Takes time. I'll take it though. So now what is it? It's time for them to buy. Okay? So I really recommend that if you want to flip the script, feel better about what you do. Have the customers de-escalated. Think of it as an opportunity to help them and help them fulfill a what? One more time. I'm going to make you all say it. One more time. Need. One more time. Need. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the opportunity to spend with each one of you. If you have any questions about wants and needs and urgency, just come up and see me. So thank you.
Way to go, Michael. Thank you.
Good job. Great job.